Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Colin Weinberg. Welcome to the Canterbury School. I want to give you a tour today of our lower school campus. This is for students at age 3 up through grade 4. I'm really excited to show you around because we have a wonderful campus, but we also are working on a very large construction project. We're building a new building for you and your students. So I'm really excited to show you that. You're going to hear some construction noises and we'll show you some classrooms, but I'm very excited to show you around campus today. Some big highlights before we get started on the tour. Again, this campus is for students age 3 through grade 4. Our school does go all the way through grade 12, so we have a separate campus which you can see a virtual tour online of that as well. That's for grades 5 through 12. But this is where our lower school students are. They're very cute, they're very fun, and we have some really great engaging learning spaces for them. Well, welcome to one of our classrooms. This is a classroom for our three-year-old students. So I'm showing you this classroom because this is actually a recently remodeled classroom, and this is what a lot of our new learning space is going to look like. We will show you in a little bit the building that we are building with brand new learning spaces, updated and modern, but these rooms were remodeled last year. So it kind of gives you an idea of what we're looking at for the campus. Now I mentioned this is a classroom for 3-year-olds, so you're seeing furniture and things that are appropriate for our youngest students. As they grow through the program here, obviously the rooms start to look a little bit different, but this gives you a sense of what a classroom shape and size might look like. One of the things that we do here at Canterbury is we provide a very, very good, safe classroom environment for our students. So average class size is probably about 14, 15 students. And so you see in this room, the small classes allow for us to have a lot of face-to-face instruction with students. We get to know them very well, their skills, their talents. They have a very strong relationship with their teachers and with their peers. And what we get to do with that is we really get to individualize learning as much as we can. So the teachers are able to provide differentiated instruction that really meets your student where they are and helps them grow. Whether they are excelling in an area or need a little bit of support in another area, they're able to meet that. They're also really able to form some very tight connections with their classmates and learn along with them. So there's a lot of group learning, there's a lot of inquiry with their peers and sharing ideas and all of that. So the classroom is their home base. It's a wonderful place for them. It's a really wonderful experience. Now for our youngest students, there are some things that are a little bit different. So for example, you see a restroom here for our youngest students. They have access to that right away. Once they move into kindergarten, first grades, there's shared restrooms. They're not necessarily in the class, but again, that's appropriate for the youngest students. Younger students in pre-K also have a rest time, so they may nap or have a quiet rest time during the day. That's a little bit different than our older students, but again, that's part of the structure for them. So the classrooms, again, great space for our students, really wonderful learning environment. There are some technology components incorporated as well. So you see here along this wall, we have a big touch screen. So students and teachers may use this in different ways. They may be engaged in learning and different activities with those. Many of the classrooms also have iPads and things that they will use. Now, we talk a lot about technology as a tool. It's really important for certain things, but it's not everything. We want them to know that technology is a really important component of the world, but there is a time and a place for it, an appropriate use for it. So we want to teach them those skills, but also teach them those boundaries that, okay, now your device goes away and we're going to touch things with our hands and learn in that way. So again, that's all kind of changes as they grow through the program, but that's an important component of our campus. Beyond the classroom, there are a variety of other things which we'll see on campus. Students have enrichment classes, so they have things like art, music, Spanish, science, library time, and PE. And so students are here in class, definitely a good portion of their day, but they'll also move about campus as a group, able to see those different teachers, engage in those special classes, and have that as part of their week. Welcome to the Courtyard. This is the center hub of campus, and as you can see behind me, there is construction going on, and we're super excited about this. So we start each morning with our morning flag ceremony. This is a chance for all the students to come around this courtyard, gather together in the morning, and start the day off together. So they'll do things like the Pledge of Allegiance and prayers and things like that, but then they'll also share things and get up in front of their classmates and talk about what is going on in their classrooms and celebrate birthdays and all those exciting things. So flag is a really important part of our day. Families are always welcome to stay for that. It's a good start. But you can see the learning spaces around here, and the new building that we are building here is very exciting. We're going to have 10 new classrooms, similar to the one that we saw before. It's updating the learning space that we have here. So it's going to look similar to the rest of our campus, but it's brand new, exciting classrooms. Welcome to the library. This is a very exciting place for our students. They love coming up here. They'll come up here formally once a week, but other times just to grab resources and books. This is where students learn to love to read. Obviously, we want them to know how to read, but we want them to love to read. That's a very, very important component of our program, is that we want students who are lifelong learners, who are inquisitive and know how to find resources and enjoy that process. So the library has a wonderful resources. It has obviously books. Hard copy books are not going away. All the fiction and nonfiction resources that they need. But we also teach them digital citizenship as well. So we recognize that the world does have an online component. That's a really important space for our students. So they need to know how to access books and to understand those resources, but also to know how to find information online, how to determine what information is good and what is bad information, also how to be safe online. And that's a really important component of our program, is to make sure that the students are being safe, that they understand the role of social media and how to keep their information private, all those things that happen online. So that is the world they live in, and we want them to understand that and to have the resources to be successful and safe in that environment. Here at Canterbury, we love the sciences. We recognize that our scientists need to be creative and our artists need to be scientific thinkers as well, so those are integrated here at Canterbury. So we have a lot of really great hands-on science activities, again, a lot of inquiry, a lot of design and collaborative learning. One of the hallmarks of our school is that we have a very strong marine studies program. So all of our students will study the marine environment from age 3 all the way up through grade 12. It just looks different at those different ages. So where we live here in Florida has an amazing marine ecosystem. We definitely tap into that, so students will be able to go into the environment here and learn about it. But we also have some features on campus, things like touch tanks, where students can see organisms and see how they're growing and developing, and sometimes literally get their hands in there. We have things like our marsh grass nursery, where students can study an ecosystem that's found out in the Tampa Bay area and learn about what keeps this healthy, what is the components of an ecosystem, how do they work together. And then they'll actually harvest this grass, plant it where it's being eroded, and learn about how to support their community. So these kinds of hands-on marine activities are really exciting. It makes sense for where we live here in Florida to tap into that and to give those students those rich learning activities. But it also makes the sciences come to life. It makes those concepts really tangible to be able to see what is happening in front of them. So we're very excited about that. That's a really important component. And as much as we can get our students outside, we try to do that. This is a beautiful, beautiful campus. It's really nice to spend some time outside, having class outside. So we even have some outdoor classroom environments where students can come sit outside and read, or sit outside and engage in their learning, just to enjoy the sunshine, the fresh air, and to enjoy the world around them. Beyond the amazing academic programs and facilities here, really the heart of Canterbury is focusing on character education. We want to educate your whole child, and a really important piece of that is how they interact with the world around them. We want students who are kind, who are compassionate, who know how to care for those around them. That's a really, really important piece of what we're trying to accomplish here. So to talk a little bit more about that, I'd like to have some of our teachers speak to our character education.
Every interaction we have with them is purposeful, whether it be through play, through snack time, through recess time. You know, it's all, how do we act as a larger community? What is our place in the world? How can we make it better?
Our preschool curriculum is a theme-based curriculum that incorporates science, technology, literacy, that gets them ready for the next level.
They're ready. They're like little sponges right now, and the more we can shape them at this age, the better they'll do in the future.
Thank you guys so much for joining me on this tour of our campus. We would really love to have you physically on campus sometime, and we hope to do that in the future. But in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm happy to tell you more about our school. And again, welcome to Canterbury.